With the 12th pick in the first round of the NFL draft, the Broncos selected Oregon quarterback Bo Nix. So we're going to give you a grade on the selection, talk about it in more detail, and then at the end of the video, I want to look at some draft targets for Denver in round 3 specifically because they do not have a second round pick. But my grade for the Bo Nix selection is a B-. I flirted with a C+ to B-, but ultimately I decided to round up because that's always a nice thing to do, but also because I think it's a good moment for me to realize if Sean Payton is absolutely convinced about Bo Nix, who am I to say I know quarterbacks better than he does? So I'm going to err on the side of caution of, yeah, if Payton likes him, I should probably like him. Now, I've got my concerns with Nix, which is why I'm not over the moon about this pick. I mocked Denver taking Bo Nix in probably 4 or 5 straight mock drafts to round out mock draft season. I just always had the Broncos taking him in round 2. But if he ends up being a starting quarterback that's going to be winning a lot of playoff games for a franchise, no one's going to care what the initial draft grade was. Part of me actually applauds Sean Payton for having maybe the stones to take a guy earlier than other people thought he should go, because it's not like Mel Kiper always bats 1,000 when it comes to which rounds players should go in, right? Same goes for Dak Prescott and Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins. So if Bo Nix is the next great quarterback and Sean Payton saw that with their meetings with him and when they saw him throw, then I'm not going to slow him down in trying to get the next franchise QB. So there is a lot to like about Bo Nix. Very accurate quarterback. There's a lot of physical traits to his game that people are searching for. His ability to navigate the pocket well, that comes with a lot of the experience he has acquired. He started 61 games in college football. Bo Nix is not a project QB. I think Drake May and J.J. McCarthy could benefit by sitting for a year. Bo Nix is who we think he is. This is Bo Nix. The only thing that we're unsure of is at Oregon, they never asked him to push the ball down the field much. When he gets to the NFL and he does have to make 20, 25-yard throws in between the hashes, can he deliver? Because at Oregon, that wasn't their offense. And that's perfectly fine for Oregon because they were winning that way and they didn't need to push the envelope much. So we're going to find out in the NFL whether or not Bo Nix can make all those throws. It was a similar rap sheet for Justin Herbert. He was never asked to throw the ball down the field a whole lot. Obviously, he gets to the Chargers, and he shows the NFL and the world a new side of him that we did not know existed. So I'm not the biggest Bo Nix fan in the world because I just haven't seen the volume of him completing passes down the field and making all the tight window throws because he had an ADOT average depth of target of less than 7 yards. 2/3 of his passes were either behind the line of scrimmage last year or within 9 yards of the line of scrimmage. So I'll believe it when I see it. Not saying it can't be done, but that's why I didn't prefer a top 12 pick going on a guy that was a check down Charlie. But in the NFL, that could change. So how would you grade the Bo Nix pick? A, B, C, D, or F? I give it a B-. I felt like Denver missing or not having 2 first-round picks, Denver not having first-round picks the last 2 years made this 12th overall pick even more important. Whether that meant trading back and getting into round 2 or taking a guy much higher on everyone else's big boards like a Dallas Turner, a Brock Bowers, right? That's the route I would have preferred Denver gone and maybe see if Bo Nix would have been there in day 2 of the draft. But if you're absolute about the quarterback, I don't think it's a good idea to get cute with it. If you think Bo Nix is the guy, you should not play the game of, well, could we get him later? No, you're going to lose sleep thinking about, I can't believe we thought we could just wait on Bo Nix and get him in day 2 of the draft. So let me know what your letter grade is in the comment section below. While you're typing it, give me 60 seconds to tell you all about our sponsor today, which is Game Time. If you're looking to get the best tickets at the lowest price guaranteed, download Game Time today and use code CHATSPORTS to get $20 off your first purchase. If you want to go to a Nuggets game, an Avs game, a baseball game, anything in your local area, use Game Time today because they're going to have the best deals at the lowest price guaranteed. One of the great features about Game Time is the ability to get tickets up to the start of the event and even an hour after it starts. It's going to have the lowest price guaranteed with multiple different deals going on at the same time. They have flash deals and zone deals to get butts and seats in certain sections that have tickets selling like hotcakes. So use Game Time to get $20 off. I put all that information in the comments and description of today's video, but download the Game Time app and get $20 off when you use code CHATSPORTS. Now let's look at the top remaining players for the Broncos who have a long wait. 76 is the next time they are on the clock. Do not become too attached to any of the faces on screen. None of them will be there. I am pretty absolute that not a single one of the guys on screen will be there in round 3. But we look at maybe 9 through 16. This is Tom Downey, our NFL draft expert here at Chat Sports. His best available. Man, Mike Sainristil from Michigan just screams Sean Payton. High motor, all those cliches that people love to throw around prospects. That's Mike Sainristil. So that could be an option. If Braden Fisk was there from Florida State, that would really help the defensive line out a ton. When you look at top wide receivers, we saw Denver go with Marvin Mims last year. What about like a Jalen Polk or a Troy Franklin? They just got a speedster in Marvin Mims, so maybe they go with someone like Jermaine Burton or Malachi Corley, a yards after catch monster. Now, if Denver wants to beef up their pass rush, they could go edge rusher as well, but this is not a very deep edge rusher class. My favorite of the names on screen would be Jonah Ellis, 12 sacks last year for Utah. So those are some of the top players available for you all just to have something to sink your teeth into until pick number 12. But Bo Nix, pick number 76, but Bo Nix, the pick at 12. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, by the way. That way you guys get pick-by-pick analysis for rounds 2 through 7. I want to be optimistic about Nix, but my gut reaction tells me this seems like a little bit of a reach. The buzz coming out of Denver was Bo Nix was always the number 3 guy, I've heard. And so Michael Penix going at 8 to the Falcons did not send like tremors of concern throughout Mile High. But you got to envision that if any other team was thinking quarterback, they weren't going to let Nix get out of round 1 because there was no one else after this top tier of guys. So Bo Nix, I give it a B- grade. I just have concerns, like I mentioned earlier in their video, about his ability to push the ball down the field with accuracy. But we'll find out in the NFL if that was a great secret of his that Oregon just did not unleash, because it's not Dan Lanning's job to get the best play out of Bo Nix for his draft stock. It's his job to win football games for the Oregon Ducks. And they had a pretty good recipe at doing so. It nearly got them to the college football national playoff. So Bo Nix, a Bronco at pick 12. It definitely screams Sean Payton, John Elway type of pick. Now we get to enjoy a very fun quarterback battle throughout training camp of Nix, Zach Wilson, and Jarrett Stidham. My early prediction is Jarrett Stidham holds on to the starting job, but the leash will be short.